Hello everyone, it's Peter here from goodyreader.com, and today we are doing a request video. A lot of people on YouTube from our videos have been saying, hey, thanks for the review, however, can you do a little bit more in-depth look into PDFs? And this is the Amazon Kindle Fire 7 HD, and this was a particular specific device that people said, hey, I want to know what PDFs look like on this, a little bit more than just showing you a couple pages. So what we're going to do is look at a Dungeons and Dragons Monsters manual for a lot of text, same with a newspaper that's really text heavy, and then we're going to look at Max Payne comic book that we sideloaded in, just to give you a little bit different look on how PDFs look based on if it's a color heavy, image heavy, and so forth. So this is the Dungeons and Dragons Monsters manual. It is 110 MB large, so it will take a little bit of time to load, but you see it loaded pretty quickly. Now, we're going to keep it in landscape just for a sec, and then we'll move it into portrait. So you can see here that colors are very nice. Pinching and zooming works flawlessly. That's about as far as you can go. Now there's no reflow options, so there's just really the double tap. You tap in the middle, you get the slider bar with all the different thumbnails of what the page will look like. So we're going to go to one that has loaded early on with some color. That one right there. Now excuse the camera work, but we do have to switch this to and from, so we're going to put this into portrait now. So that was the speed in which it flipped. Now it has to reload the page in a different orientation. So this is more of a full page look. So that's what a monster manual looks like on the Amazon Kindle Fire HD7. Now we're going to go back and we're going to look at World Newspaper. We'll leave this one in portrait, and then we'll flip it back to landscape afterwards. So this is really text heavy. Now you can see it is in color as well. Now this is not an ebook or anything like that. It is basically a photograph because it's a PDF, and you can pinch and zoom like so. Once again, no reflow options. Quick nav to the next page. So this was a world newspaper just as an example, and now we're going to switch it to landscape. So changes much quicker than the Monsters manual because the Monsters manual was a gigantic file. Now you only get half the page, but you do get better width and it's a lot more clear. Scrolling up and down will get you to the top and bottom. Pinching and zooming still available in either orientation. That's what the World Newspaper looks like on Kindle Fire. We're going to go home and look at our last thing, which is Max Payne. It's a side-loaded comic PDF version, and we'll, once again, landscape, and then we'll move it into portrait. So unlike Comixology and Marvel, you don't have guided view or panel view. You just have a double tap to zoom. You also have pinch and zoom. Tap in the middle, same kind of process comes up where you can choose your thumbnail. Now comics always look better in portrait, so let's see how this really tall frame looks in portrait mode. Much better. Comics are made for portrait. Things like comics and newspapers and magazines, they're definitely made for more of a portrait look because you get the whole thing in frame, looks great. And then of course, if you need to know what people are saying, you pinch and zoom. Once again, it's not quite as awesome as panel view or guided view, but, you get the full panel in there if you want. So this has been the PDF experience on the Amazon Kindle Fire 7 HD. Hope this kind of puts those comments to rest, so anytime you guys need to know, hey, what does a comic book look like, or what does a newspaper look like, or I have this gigantic Monsters manual or textbook, this will give you a great idea as to how things look on the Kindle Fire. It's got a really good processor on this particular device, so nothing's really going to take too long to load. Maybe that gigantic Monsters Manual took a little bit of time to load, but otherwise things are going to boot right up. They're really fast. You know, they're really responsive. Not a lot of options with PDFs on the Kindle Fire, but you do get enough to get by, and there's nothing really that's going to hold you back. Like I said, if you need to know what a panel looks like closer up, you just zoom in, and there you go. So this has been a review of PDFs on the Kindle Fire HD 7, and for more information you can go to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/goodyreader, or you can visit our blog at goodyreader.com/blog and look at all of our articles and reviews, previews, interviews on the latest in e-reading, tablet, Slate PC, digital publishing, and so much more. And for goodyreader.com, this is Peter. Everyone, have a great day.